final college game, and then I'll throw out briefly a couple NFL looks for Sunday. For the last college game we'll talk about here, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. Notre Dame 1.5-point favorites here, 47 the total in this game. Virginia Tech taking the money here. And when you look at Notre Dame, Connor, and I kind of said this in the Cincinnati game, they've gone through a gauntlet, this team. When you talk about the big games they've had to play, Purdue, Wisconsin, Cincinnati, 3 consecutive weeks, especially Wisconsin and Cincinnati, back-to-back games. They beat Wisconsin. They lose to Cincinnati. Now you got to go on the road for a night game in Blacksburg with Virginia Tech sitting there waiting for Notre Dame, and off a bye week, Virginia Tech as well, for a night game there at Lane Stadium. I mean, it's just got all the makings of a prime home run spot for Virginia Tech. Doesn't mean they're going to win the game, but from a spot perspective, you got Notre Dame playing these physical, tough football games against great teams back-to-back weeks. Well, maybe Wisconsin, not so great, but Cincinnati, certainly a great team. And now they got to go on the road. Virginia Tech at home for a night game in Blacksburg, Lane Stadium. We know it's Enter Sandman. We'll hear that, going when that game gets going. And I remember the last time Virginia Tech had a huge home game earlier this year at night against a good team. It was North Carolina, first game of the year, and they went outright as underdogs 17-10. And they didn't just bottle up Sam Howell. They shut down that North Carolina offense. And now you've got Notre Dame with Jack Cohen banged up. We don't know if he's going to play this week. Brian Kelly hasn't said yet. You might have to rely on Drew Pine, who had to come in that game against Cincinnati last week and definitely struggled. And look, I don't think the Virginia Tech offense is great by any stretch. I'm not a big Braxton Burmeister guy, not in a million years, but he's been serviceable. He's been decent. He's been relying on the run game quite a bit. He at least has minimized the mistakes, only 1 interception and 5 touchdowns in the first 4 games. And that defense could take care of the rest. The Virginia Tech defense has been very good. There is no denying that whatsoever. This is such a strong potential bet against spot for Notre Dame off 2 huge games in a row, and rested, fresh, ready Virginia Tech at home off a bye in a raucous environment on a Saturday night. For that reason alone, I could only look toward Va Tech as a slight home underdog in this game if I'm going to get involved betting it. What do you think here, C-Mac, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech?
Yeah, Va Tech's been good, and it's been that defense you talked about, and they're off the bye. Yeah, you talked about waiting for Notre Dame here, 3-0 to the under. I like the under here, and Notre Dame just, I don't know, they're not very great offensively, and you talked about Cohen's banged up. They're banged up everywhere, on both sides of the ball. And you talked about it, the Cincy game, they played tough. Cincinnati, just the better team, all-around football team there. And it was for Notre Dame to go undefeated before that, I thought was pretty good with all they had to deal with so far this year. Yeah, give me Va Tech. I think they went outright. Burmeister, he's just good enough. He'll get him down the field. He's not great. So give me Va Tech. Just take a money line. Screw the 1.5, and I lean under.
All right, Virginia Tech and under for Conor Mack. So there's your Saturday rundown.